Exclusive with a piece of paper, Trump called on Kim to hand over nuclear weapons. Washington. Reuters. On the day that their talks in Hanoi collapsed last month, U.S. President Donald Trump handed North Korean leader Kim Jong-un a piece of paper that included a blunt call for the transfer of Pyongyang's nuclear weapons and bomb fuel to the United States, according to the document seen by Reuters. Trump gave Kim both Korean and English-language versions of the U.S. position at Hanwha Metropole Hotel on February 28, according to a source familiar with the discussions, speaking on condition of anonymity. It was the first time a lunch between the two leaders was cancelled the same day. While neither side, the document's existence was first mentioned by White House National Security Advisor John Bolton in television interviews he gave after the two-day summit. Bolton did not the document appeared to represent Bolton's long-held and hardline Libya. Trump had previously distanced himself in public comments from Bolton's approach and said Libya. The idea of North Korea handing over its weapons was first proposed by Bolton in 2004. He revived the document was meant to provide the North Koreans with a clear and concise definition of what the United States meant by final. The White House did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The State Department, after the summit, a North Korean official accused Bolton and Secretary of State Mike Pompeo of gangster. The English version of the document, seen by Reuters, called for fully. Aside from the call for the transfer of Pyongyang's nuclear weapons and bomb fuel, the document had four other key points. It called on North Korea to provide a comprehensive declaration of its nuclear program and full access to U.S. and international inspectors. To halt all related, the summit in Vietnam's capital was cut short after Trump and Kim failed to reach a deal on the extent of economic sanctions relief for North Korea in exchange for its steps to give up its nuclear program. The first summit between Trump and Kim, which took place in Singapore in June 2018, was almost called off after the North Koreans rejected Bolton's repeated demands for it to follow a denuclearization model under which components of Libya's nuclear program were shipped to the United States in 2004. 7 years after a denuclearization agreement was reached between the United States and Libya's leader, Muammar Gaddafi, the United States took part in a NATO-led military operation against his government and he was overthrown by rebels and killed. Miserable fate. Last year, North Korea officials called Bolton's plan absurd and noted the miserable. After North Korea threatened to cancel the Singapore summit, Trump said in May 2018 he was not pursuing a Libya. The Hanoi document was presented in what U.S. officials have said was an attempt by Trump to secure a big U.S.-North Korean engagement has appeared to be in limbo since the Hanoi meeting. Pompeo said on Jenny Town, a North Korea expert at the Washington-based Stimson Center think tank, said the content of the U.S. document was not surprising. This Town added, it's North Korea has repeatedly rejected unilateral disarmament and argues that its weapons program is needed for defense, a belief reinforced by the fake Gaddafi and others. In an interview with ABC's This Week, asked who authored the document, Bolton said it had been written. Reporting by Leslie Rodden and David Brunstrom. Editing by Mary.
Raindrop, drip, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. I get fucking on your bitch, yeah, that.